say I didn't hear.
Shouldn't that be the county's responsibility?
You would think so. I mean, I'm starting to get a hold of Hines, Mike Hines here, and I spoke to the Bridges and Highways guys this afternoon on a different matter, but I asked him about the bridges, and that's what he told me, that they had 6 bridges that were out altogether, and they're trying to blacktop roads, which is another thing that's coming to an end because the plants close as soon as the temperature gets to a certain point. So the whole thing is nothing but bad timing all the way around. So it should be at least the very least I think the county should do is pull that debris out from underneath the bridge and the other bridge where those big pines are laying up against it. And I'm sure they will. It's just a matter of when. So what we're doing now is they call them PAs, I think. But anyway, they go around. Our consultant goes around with FEMA, and they put all these job descriptions, different jobs. In other words, Watson Hollow Stream is not just one job. They go and they take one section and they appraise that. Then they go to the other and the other and the other, and determine whether they're even going to pay. I've listened to our consultant, because I was with him, and was standing in the road, and he impressed them as well as impressed me, for whatever that's worth. But I mean, he won a lot of his arguments on what they were there, and it so happens that the person that owns this company worked for FEMA and happened to hire 2 of these guys down the road a few years back. So, you know, it was very reassuring to me to know that they knew that they weren't going to BS us. So they're going to do what they want. But they still have rules, and if they decide that some of this stuff is not bothering anyone, they're not going to pay for it. Yes, Jack, this, we can almost have this after church on Sunday, can't we?
You will.
Yeah, yeah, we will. You know, I'm just a cranky old former
I
politician.
understand.
And if we were a foreign country, we'd get more aid in a heartbeat.
Well, I'm sure we would.
We've got a Democratic president, a Democratic county legislator, almost. We've got 2 Democratic senators, Democratic congressmen. Please stop treating us like we're not even a foreign country. Come on, do something for us.
We're doing all the yelling we have, and as long as you brought up that section, that subject, I will say when we had our kickoff meeting with FEMA, we were the first town in Ulster County to have our paperwork in on time, and that's why they were the first to come here.
Thanks for clearing that up, Burgess.
Which I think is a big thing, especially when people are going around saying we didn't do nothing. It works slow. It's where the excitement is. That's why they were all up in Phoenician. I mean, all they had to do was walk down Main Street in Fleischman's, walk down Main Street in Margaretville, and take pictures and go home. I mean, we don't have a Main Street. There was nothing for them to blow their horn about. But anyway, that's the way life is. Yes, Pat?
Bert, is Moonhaw in all of this, Callie? Is it Moonhaw Creek being considered in all this? The Maltby coming down Moonhaw?
Yes, when we hired Lamont Engineering, they went around and they did their assessment, which we turned over to our consultants. And those people are now looking at that with the FEMA rep. So again, I guess it depends on what they think is dangerous and what isn't, or what can be a problem later on. It's very frustrating to deal with FEMA. That was one of the reasons we've done it before. Jimmy's been in this rodeo 3 or 4 times, but numbers are a lot smaller. And they just hassle you sometimes right to the end, and then others who, you know, they're very nice, everything's fine, they go out and do their reports, it goes up, there isn't a guy that comes around here, it goes up to Albany, and Albany says, man, they don't even know what a town hall is, it's too much money. Whatever their personal problems are, I don't. But we are looking at all of them, it isn't just Watson Hall.
Prior to this, Bruce had said that D.C. Collins was coming up for the city, they were coming up to the Bushkill Bridge, and they were adamant about that. What suddenly changed it to their property line?
We have no idea. Originally, George Collins told me, as we stood in the rain, that they were gonna do from the Bushkill Bridge to what I still call the Twin Bridges. And then it changed, it went from the city was gonna go from the Twin Bridge to their property line, and D.A. Collins was gonna go to the Bushkill Bridge. Then it changed from there that they were gonna go to their property line, and they were letting a contractor to the Bushkill Bridge. And then it changed from there that they're only going to their property line. Why? I have no idea. I can only tell you that at one point they were supposed to start in 2 days, and then they had to have a meeting because they had to design channels, and I guess they had to design how to take trees out of streams, which to me doesn't seem that complicated, but to them it was. And then the meeting never happened, so I mean, it's just a bureaucracy of trying to deal with the city of New York. They tell you one thing one day and it changes the next day or 2 days later.
Yes.
Am I allowed to ask how much we're paying these consultants?
How much do? I didn't hear.
How much are we in contract with the consultants?
The total bill from them will probably be around, well, he made it high and a low of around 17 or 18,000 on up to about 30.
And what are they providing us, other than?
They provide us with the paperwork that needs to be done for FEMA,
Okay.
and they also give us the engineering expertise as to what has to be done. So when we do hire contractors, it isn't a contractor saying one thing and we saying another. It's the engineers that are hired to do that. And I think
Part of his bill is paid by FEMA anyway, it's part of it. So really what we're on the hook for is the 12.5% is all we're gonna be on the hook for that doesn't get reimbursed.
But we'll have to invoice that before FEMA reimburses us.
Right,
We have to front end the money.
right.
Okay.
And the other thing back to what Bruce was saying when we did the tour of the Watson Hollow, the Army Corps of Engineers, the guy that was with us, said, what is it?
Larry, something.
I got Larry and I don't know his last name. It was Vince Smith and Larry something or other.
Structural engineer for.
But he said he doubts that they would be back in our stream, that it wasn't a job for them. That's what he said before he left. So
The consultant also provides the monitoring, hires, this whole stream thing is like so involved that it's incredible. If you don't have monitors standing on the site, watching the contractors taking the debris out, FEMA won't pay you. So you have to pay monitors. This company will hire the monitors, train the monitors. This company will also hire the contractors and supervise the contractors. They will hire local, they'll have a contractor who will sublet everything to local contractors.
And are those paid through FEMA funds or town funds?
Hopefully it'll be 75% FEMA, 12.5% state, and 12.5% town. But I mean, we can't say that for sure at this point. We don't know until FEMA makes a determination.
The purpose of the consultant, though, is to make sure that we do everything that we need to do so that FEMA will pay, we will get FEMA dollars. So their purpose is to make sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed exactly as FEMA requires it.
they're
And that's their
gonna
expertise.
maximize our return.
I think
Well, that's the hope.
it's important